everyone, Joe Soto here. Now let's talk about how much money could you actually earn with a specialized agency in e-commerce, with an e-commerce agency. Well, I talked about in the previous lesson, we talked about what you could be offering these business owners. You could offer them e-commerce store setup. You could offer them Amazon store listings. In fact, you might offer both. You're definitely going to offer them ongoing social media marketing management services to run Facebook advertising, to run Instagram advertising, perhaps YouTube advertising, retargeting campaigns on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Maybe LinkedIn is right for the business that you're talking to in the company, and they would be interested in advertising on LinkedIn. Maybe it's chatbots. You know, Facebook Messenger marketing is hot right now. The open rate's over 90%. How many businesses and how many of you still don't really understand how chatbots can work for the business? Do your research. We'll talk more about it in future upcoming lessons as well. So this is monthly marketing service. So what could you actually earn? Well, first of all, for a store setup, it really depends on how extensive it's going to be. Do they have one product, or do they have 1,000 product SKUs? Right? The more extensive the online store, the more labor intensive it's going to be. So you're going to have to kind of judge it based on how much time you think it'll take. But you don't price it on that. You price it on value, right? You know, most businesses will pay anywhere between, on the very lowest end, $2,500 all the way up to, I've seen up to $100,000, of course, for an online store, okay, or an online website even. I've seen businesses pay over $50,000 for websites in today's day and age, and they can be built for so much less. But when you're talking about adding all these different product SKUs and building out an e-commerce site correctly, maybe you're doing it on Shopify, the opportunity is huge. So you might charge anywhere between, say, for example, for the setup of the store, $2,500 all the way up to $100,000, and it really will depend on how extensive and how much work is involved. And also, depending on the size of the business that you're targeting, we're going to talk about how to target the right size companies and businesses. You're probably going to start small for those of you that are new to the agency world, the agency business. If you're an e-commerce agency, you can go snatch up small businesses. They're everywhere out there. And we're going to talk about the different industries. But if you're targeting, you know, for instance, a local hobby shop that has, you know, drones and you know, RC cars and RC planes and so on, that does really well in a local market, and you're trying to show them how they can get an online store, that's a lot different than going after maybe a major food producer or manufacturer that wants to have, you know, an e-commerce store, and they want maybe a subscription box service added to their marketing plan and story. And that's another thing, by the way, you could offer is subscription box services, which is something you could offer inside of the marketing and the strategy. So that right there alone, $2,500 on up for the setup. The Amazon store listing, same thing. How many products are they going to have there? I've seen Amazon store people, consultants, charge $5,000 and above for this. This is very time intensive, particularly in the eyes and perceived in the customer. So when they look at this and say, well, maybe they've tried to get on Amazon and it's failed. Maybe they've got a few products on there and they realize, man, the listings aren't showing up right. They don't know how to manage the back end at all. It's huge value for them, so you can charge thousands of dollars for that. And of course, for social media marketing, you can charge at the bare minimum $1,000 on up per month to manage social media marketing for that business owner. In fact, for most businesses, particularly some of the ones that we're going to be talking about in the upcoming lessons, you can be charging much more than that per month, with a sweet spot maybe being around $2,500 to $5,000 per month for the digital services, depending on the size of the company and the value you're providing. So there you have it, the opportunity for what you could earn in your own e-commerce agency. The sky's the limit, and it's going to be very lucrative for those of you who jump on this.